Hello, Reformers, and welcome back to Warsword Conquest. Now, we have been instructed by the voters on the straw poll, and many of you in the comments have also mentioned that you would like to see the Skaven edition restart and play as a new race. So that is why we are on the main menu, of course. So let us start a new game, and we will head on here. And we will see what we are going to be. Now, I personally would really like to play as a Goblin, because those squigs that you can ride, they just seem so incredibly fun, and I think that Goblins, just generally, are going to suit our playstyle quite a bit. I know that Skavens, as well as Goblins, are quite a Zerg-based race, so they need to have a lot of units, but I will explain further later on in the episode what we're going to be doing to make all of that possible. So, without further ado, let us pick Goblin, and oh, wow, that's pretty nice. We actually get some relation with the Orcs as well, so that makes me wonder why the Goblins do not help the Orcs. Well, in particular, our Chaos Edition series, I do believe, has a couple of problems in terms of the Orcs being eliminated very, very soon by the Empire of Sigmar, so I'm unsure why the Goblins did not attack and defend their fellows. But nevertheless, here we have it. What are we going to say our father was? A dungeon guard? A wolf rider? A shaman? A fanatic? A black market trader? Or a tactician? Well, that, I would assume, indicates that we're going to be gaining tactics if we go for a tactician. And I would assume that a black market trader would give us more trade skill, fanatics, maybe more athletics, and maybe more power strike as well. Shaman, I'm not sure what that would give us, but maybe more intelligence. Wolf rider, obviously more riding skill, and a dungeon guard, that would most likely give us shield? Maybe shield skill, because a dungeon guard would require maybe a shield. So we're going to go for a fanatic, because that just sounds cool. And I really love the fanatic units in this particular mod. So let us select that. Your father was an average warrior, a rank-and-file fighter with no real standout features. But one day he tried some madcap mushrooms and became completely addicted. In the next battle he gripped a ball and chain and spun like a gyrocopter's blades towards and then into a unit of pirates, sending many flying into the air and leaving the rest in disarray. They cut him down in the end, but not before he had secured his flank, a major early victory. And, indeed, advantage. You may have been small, but you had big dreams. You spent your early life as what? But that was actually an incredible backstory. I like that a lot, yes. Fanatic is the way to go, in my opinion. So, let's see, what are we going to play here? Rank-and-file spearman? No. Siege runner? Maybe that would give us some more athletic skill, because what I would like to do is actually use a ball and chain if possible, and maybe even use a squig in the end once we are able to get 7 in riding. I do believe you need 7 in riding or something along those lines. That is just incredible, but let's pick a siege runner. Due to your size and agility, you could fit through all kinds of cracks, crevices, and tunnels, so you were used as a siege runner for the Orc and Goblin armies. When being sieged, you would escape out of the fort and make a run for reinforcements. If your army was besieging, you would sneak in and gain intel or try and open a gate if you could. Then, as a young adult, life changed as it always does, and we became a drug addict. Wow, that actually seems quite poignant, considering our father also succumbed to the allure, I suppose you could say, of madcap mushrooms. Shall we do it, drug addict? Why not? Let's do it. You were in the service of a group of shaman, and they specialized in making potions and balms made with all kinds of experimental stimulants and hallucinogens. At first, you did it for gold, then you did it for free, and when your addiction for these colorful bottles and vials reached its paramount, the shamans managed to get you to pay for the privilege. They had many strange effects on you over the years, and you were only released from their grip when the shaman was killed in an explosion caused by one of their mixtures out of control. It was hell on the old world trying to live without the drugs, but you made it through in the end. But soon everything changed and you decided to strike out on your own as an adventurer. And what made you to take this decision was what? Well, I think we're going to go for lust for money and power, surely. I mean, goblins? Usually goblins like money and power, do they not? I mean, we are a bit of a crazy goblin, so I'm not entirely sure what else we could pick here. A prophecy? No, we'll go for lust and money and power. Why not? Only you know what caused you to give up your old life and become an adventurer. To everyone else, it's clear that you're now motivated solely by personal gain. You want to be rich, powerful, respected, and feared. You want to be the one whom others hurry to obey. You want people to know your name and tremble whenever it is spoken. You want everything, and you won't let anyone stop you from having it. So there we are. Very nice indeed. Let us continue on. We have gained a Goblin Light Armor, Goblin Hatchet, and some grain. We have 12 in it. Are you serious? We have 8 in Athletic Skill. Do you see this? Oh my goodness. 8. Oh wow. Okay, I am actually so overjoyed by this. I cannot believe that we have actually gained 8 in athletics. Wow. Okay. So, first off, we want to improve our strength quite a bit, I do believe. Maybe some intelligence as well. Get some more surgery so that our goblins will not die as often. But, oh yes, I do actually remember that one of you sent me a private message stating that if I was going to start a goblin, then it would be a very good idea to get some pathfinding skill. Because apparently, the pathfinding would come in mighty handy when we are in Goblin lands, because of course we do have Night Goblin armies running around there. So, let us improve our intelligence all the way to 9, and we are going to be improving our pathfinding to 3 as a result of that, and I think we're probably going to be increasing our surgery as well. Our leadership could probably use a little bit of buffering as well, but I'm just wondering. We're going to be finding Oggy Boggy pretty fast, in my opinion, because we are near Orcish lands, so finding Oggy Boggy is probably going to be our first priority, and surgery, as a result, is going to be absolutely pointless for us to spec into, because Oggy Boggy is going to be able to cover that. So, I'm thinking we'll go for leadership instead, because we are basically the only one that can do that, I think. And then we'll go for some Iron Flesh, because I really don't want to die too fast, even though we still have only 46 HP. And should we go for some riding? Because I'm not entirely sure whether ball and chain can be used on a horse. So instead, I think we might just get Tactics skill. Tactics might help us, actually. Let's go with that. Okay. That is absolutely fine. Now we have two-handed weaponry here. A lot of proficiency in two-handed, but I am assuming that the ball and chain is going to be two-handed, so that is completely fine. Now, without further ado, we are going to be finding a name, I suppose. Okay, so I found a name, and I think it is actually rather poignant, considering we are now Ratlob Big Biter, and I think that suits the Warhammer universe quite well, considering most of the chieftains and various other goblin vassals have some rather humorous names, so I think that is quite good. We will now continue onward, and oh my goodness, what a handsome looking fellow. Okay, so let's randomize a little bit. Ooh, we're getting some war paint here. I quite like the war paint options, I have to admit. Now, let's see. Ah, it appears that there are only 3. Is there only 3 choices? No, there's a couple more than that, but still. Okay, so what do we want? Do we want a subtle amount of skin paint, skin war paint? Or do we want something like this? Maybe we do. That looks pretty cool, actually. Shall we go with that? Let's make him a little bit older. And I don't think the hair color is going to do anything. I don't believe it does. Hair doesn't do anything either, so that is completely fine. Now, let us continue on. And now, this is where we get a choice. I do not believe we want to start in any other place apart from starting in Badlands territory, because we could head down into the Tomb King's Empire and fight some random goblin patrols. So I think that would actually be quite good. We are fighting our own kind, which is unfortunate, but I think it is probably... Oh, wait. If we start in Orklands at Grom Peak, we could take a look at the city there, because I think we've taken a look at it before, but quite a while ago. And we could also head north to fight some trolls, because I think that would be the easiest way for us to level up our army and become rather powerful, shall we say, because we are wanting a lust for money and power, are we not? So let's go to the Orc Kingdom, because they don't really mind us over there, do they? Now, I'm actually thinking that might have been a mistake, because we only have 30 gold? Are you serious? I cannot believe we only have 30 gold. Oh, wow. Okay, so let's head on over to Grom Peak then, and we'll meet the Guildmaster immediately, because we want to, yes, escort a caravan. If you can lead that caravan to Karakhan in 15 days, you will earn 173 dinars. Of course, your party needs to be at least 8 strong to offer them any protection. Well, that is unfortunate. And the job will be available for a couple more days as well, so I suppose that will be available. Okay, well, oh wow, I didn't realize that the orcs had this all the way over here in control of their own faction. Okay, well, I'm going to be cutting away here. I will do a little bit of magical trickery here. We'll enhance our progression a little bit, just so that we're able to get over to Trolllands, and potentially get quite a few goblin units as well. And that is exactly what I mentioned in the character creation. I am going to be enhancing our progression quite considerably, just so that we'll be able to get into the fights a little bit faster than before, because I do realize that many of you were a little bit unhappy with the enlistment, shall we say, of our other two characters, the Chaos Edition and the Skaven Edition. We did stay as a soldier for a little bit too long. I would maybe agree with that, because we did stay for 300 in-game days. I think that might have been a little bit too much. So, without further ado, I will see you soon. Okay, so as you can see here, we have just run in to Oggy Boggy, and he has actually been stationed at Bloodhorn, which is the central goblin town. So that is wonderful. And yes, he says, "Good day to you, sir. I have never had an orc call me a sir before. My name is Oggy, and I was kicked out of my tribe for my lack of aggression. I was never into breaking bones, just healing them. And that is exactly why you will be an exceptional addition to our party." And he only needs 300 gold, so let's give him the 300 gold. No problem there. And we do have a mercenary savage ogre here, but I don't believe I will be getting him anytime soon. I think that might be a little bit too overboard for this point in the game, but as you see here, I have some rather splendid pants. So yes, that's obviously a good point. And we have some nice armor, nice hat, not bad. And, as you may see here, I have a ball and chain. I have bought one of these. It only cost me 1700, which is actually very cheap for, I would say, a very dangerous weapon. And now you can actually use it on a horse. So I will be speccing into some riding skill, as much as I can get, at least. Now, I have not used this in a fight just yet, so we're going to be seeing how well it does a little bit later on. But for now, I'm going to be continuing to wait here for some time while the villagers restore their recruits and indeed their volunteers, because I do believe down here, Top Knots, that actually has a couple of bandits there, so we might actually be going over there to take them out. But for now, I will be waiting here, and I'll just recruit a couple more units first. Okay, so upon recruiting a couple more units, as you can see here, we do have 32 tribal recruits. We have 12 Goblin Braves and 17 Tomahawk Braves. Now, I'm not entirely sure what the difference is. I think these are infantry, as you can see here, and these become archers as well. I think they have throwing weapons at the moment, so we're going to be in a little bit of trouble against these bandits. Let's do it. I do want to get quite a bit of relation for these fights here, and hopefully then that will turn most of these villages into incredible troop farms, because I know that troop farms are something I never usually talk about in my series, but in this particular case I do believe, considering we are playing a goblin, and as you may see we have such a huge amount of units at our disposal, I really think that we would need many troops to replace the ones that we lose. So I'm hoping that we'll be able to do that and accomplish that feat, but as it stands at the moment, I'm not too sure whether we'll actually be able to, but I would really like to accomplish that. So let's try to deal some damage to this fellow. Whoa, 38 damage, not bad. Okay, I was hoping for a little bit more there, but maybe I need to use it in a different way here. Let's just see. Now, where are most of the bandits now? Ah, they're round the side here. Okay, that's better. 91 damage. Much better. Very nice indeed. Now, do bear in mind that the... oh, yes. The ball and chain crushes through blocks. So as you may see there, when I did that overhead and that fellow was parrying, it went right through that and did partial damage, but it still was enough to take him out. That is exactly what we want to see. Now, we didn't lose any of our own units, thanks to Oggy Boggy's surgery, as far as I'm aware. Also, the farmers took some of the casualties for us. So, let us gain some more honor and some more relations. We have 7 relation with these fellows now, which is great, so we can get 80. And, I mean, of course, 80 dinars worth of volunteers, of course. So that is wonderful. And now we can level up quite a few of our units here. So I'm actually going for a pretty even spread of units. But in the end, I would like to have potentially more archers than infantry. I'm not too sure how powerful the infantry of the goblins actually is later down the line. But for now, we're just going to be taking a slightly more cautious approach. And, oh, we have some goblin raiders over there, but we only have 9 of them to fight over there. So I think I might not be going for them. It appears that Chief Skarsnik is definitely wanting to head over there, which is entirely his prerogative. I'm really not wanting to attack something such as that. They're a little bit too low level for my particular focus at the moment. Now, oh! Aha! That might be a little bit too hard, though. Yes. One of them is too easy, and this one is a little bit too hard. I don't think we'll be able to take these guys on. We do only have very low tier units at the moment, so... No, they have 5 fanatics and 6 squig riders. I don't think... Wait a minute. Are they too fast? They're too fast for us! No! Oh my goodness. Yes, I did not improve our pathfinding any further than the 3 points we actually gave it in the character creation screen. That is actually not too good. Okay, we're going to take to the field. And we're going to hope that me alone with my ball and chain is going to be enough to actually survive this. We have a battle advantage of 1, which I don't really think will make too much difference here. I assume that we're most likely going to be taking much more damage than we know what to do with, but you never know. You never know. We might be able to pull this off. Unfortunately, the Squig Riders are going to be incredible. Oh no. Oh, did you see that? Oh my goodness, I hope you saw that. That was impressive. I am so thankful that I was able to do that. Oh my goodness, I was so incredibly scared by that. Oh, and I was unable to hit that fellow as well. Oh, nice. Tomahawk Brave's doing a pretty reasonable job. Now, I think we might actually be able to do this just on sheer numbers alone. Unfortunately, I will need to do a lot of damage as a result. So let's try and take this guy out. Oh, I was able to do quite a lot to him, but not enough to take him out, unfortunately enough. What? How much health does he have? Oh my goodness. Okay, there we are. Take that guy out, no problem at all. Now we need to take out their fanatics, if possible. Yes, there we go. I am going to be telling our guys to charge in now. Hopefully that will do something. Yeah, I'm not entirely confident about our chances here, I must admit. But I have a feeling that the spearmen are actually going to do no damage whatsoever, and I'm hoping that we've already taken out all of their fanatics. So we might have a chance. We just might have a chance. Oh yeah, there we go. Nice damage. Whoa, the ball and chain is excellent. I really like this weapon a lot. I actually kind of knew that I would really like it, but yes, unfortunately it is a goblin-only weapon. Isn't it a goblin-only weapon? I have no idea about that. I did not try it with our other races because I felt like it wouldn't really fit our role there. But there it is, nevertheless. We were able to pull off a victory versus a Night Goblin army with mostly low-tier units. I suppose we will see how many we... Oh my. Yes, we did lose a huge amount of units as a result, however. So that is definitely not good. But we took out 47, and we have 13 wounded as well. So we'll be able to take quite a few of them prisoner, which is rather wonderful. And then we can take them to the nearby ransom broker, because I don't know whether you saw, but in one of the previous taverns, I believe it was Oggy Boggy's tavern, we were able to get a ransom broker's location. So I think we're going to go for some spider riders here. I know they are pretty scary for those of us with arachnophobia, but I think they might actually help us out more than the other option at the moment. So let's get a couple more of these braves here, and then we'll get some more tomahawks too. So then we'll improve these, improve those. Okay, so we're actually getting a pretty reasonable army together here, I have to admit. And now we are just going to be... Oh, yes. That reminds me, get me some more inventory management. Yes, that's the way to go. So, there we are. Very nice indeed. We can get some more Spider Riders, more Veteran Braves as well, and some more Archers. So let's head on to Bloodhorn and see if we can find a ransom broker. And if we can, then all very well and good. If we cannot, then we are going to be finding Joseph Bugman instead, by the looks of things. So let us speak to him and see what he says. Yes, yes, I know. You're welcome. I don't follow you. I am sorry, fellow. I thought you were another punter coming over to thank me for my beloved brew. The name is Joseph Bugman, and I am the master brewer who brews Bugman's XXXXXX. I am sure you know of my work. My brewery is near Karakern, although it has only recently been rebuilt. It was destroyed and all my work... Oh dear. All my workers killed a while ago by an army of goblin raiders. Oh, I apologize for my brethren. I vowed vengeance and I took my war party out to get revenge for this gravest of crimes. We went out and split blood, but only I returned. So much death and not even the execution of justice can placate the fury inside of me. I cannot bear to go back to my brewery at the moment, as the pain is still too near. My new workers are doing a fine job, though, and my brew is as good as ever. I will rise against the goblins again. My rangers are currently training in the town tournaments. Oh dear. Well, you know what's irritating about this? I'd love to take this guy, but he hates goblins, so I have no idea. Shall we just take him and see? If you promise me we will fight some goblins. Okay. Yes, I promise. Oh no. 3,000. Ouch. Okay, we don't have 3,000 at the moment. How much do we have? Oh, 2,200? Really? You know what? I'm actually going to give us some money out of thin air just so that we can get him, because one of you did actually state that you'd like to see Joseph Bugman in one of our armies. So I'm going to do that. We would have had the money anyway from these prisoners, I do believe, so do bear that in mind. And of course, I do want this to be as an entertaining series as possible, as much as we can be, at least. And as a result, I will see you in just a moment. Okay, so here we have Joseph once again, and we are going to now be paying him 3,000 gold. And he will join us. Now, I'd like to take a look at... No, not at the Guildmaster, but I would like to take a look at his stats, if possible. He is an infantry unit. And what does he have? Oh, yes. Now, yes, you did state that he was a rather solid fighting unit, and I can currently agree about that. Wow, 30 strength. He has 7. What? He has 7 in engineering. Okay, we're actually going to be keeping this guy. Now, the backstory on this is that Ratlob, which is our character at the moment, he persuaded Joseph that it is a better idea to forgive the goblins and work with them to unite the land in entire Vale of Peace, or something along those lines. I think that would probably be a rather nice thing, because 7 in engineering, how can you say no to it? I cannot say no to 7 in engineering. And 6 in trade as well? Wow, okay. So, welcome to the team, Joseph, yes. That's wonderful. Okay, well, as a result of us finding Joseph, and I think I probably do need to do a little bit more progression off screen, I am going to be ending this episode off here. And next time, on Warsword Conquest, Goblin Edition, yes, I must remember that, Goblin Edition, we are going to be, I think, speaking to the leader of the goblins, probably becoming a vassal, seeing what kind of village we get, and then maybe, just maybe, we'll be able to siege something with the amount of units that I will have accrued, and maybe we'll do battle against the Tomb Kings, because at the moment, it does seem as though the Tomb Kings and the Dwarves, oh my, and we've just accepted a Dwarf, maybe it's not a good idea to have a Dwarf, but yes, the Tomb Kings apparently do not like the Goblins at the moment, even though, yes, it doesn't say on here because we're not a part of the Goblins just yet. But once we are, then I think the Tomb Kings will come under attack, and I would really like to take Numas or Kemri for ourselves. But that, of course, is a very large town, and I will need a very large amount of renown, so that he will, hopefully, give it to us. So I thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.